What's the Not Your Finest Hour podcast? What is that all? I mean, I've heard stories.
Not Our Finest Hour podcast. I'll have to check out one of these days when I get a minute to listen to it. I've been told it's not for everyone. Just the general reviews I hear on it. It has been getting really good reviews.
And I've never personally listened to it, but I have heard it's not for everyone.
I listened to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Just great podcast. I've really enjoyed that.
I'm not endorsing anything. But what Caleb told me, he said, don't endorse anything unless you listen to it first.
I do once in a while listen in, and it's a lot of fun. But I do got to be careful. It is not for everyone.
Caleb Allman is always dropping nugs that it's one of the most value-added shows out there.
Of course, through all the Not Our Finest Hour, you guys poking fun at so much different stuff is absolutely killer.
I don't feel any oppression tonight. In fact, I feel very free. The Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thanks for being here.
I'm Interlock in, and I wouldn't fucking miss the Not Our Finest Hour podcast for nothing.
Welcome to the beginning of the podcast, where we will be discussing whatever topic comes to mind. Chad, you started your season. How was day one?
Not as great as I would have liked, but we got some things done. We had all the material we brought in the fall or in the near winter had to be taken out of the courtyards. So they changed the color on Friday.
Why would they do that? Who cares what color the courtyards are at old age homes? I want to know.
The owner does, apparently. The owner also owns a brickyard. So I guess he didn't get the color that he wanted, and he switched everything from con perm to jokes.
Ooh.
So, which isn't great for my volume rebate, I'll tell you that.
I saw that trip you have to make. That's
Did you have to buy it from him?
Yeah.
So you bought it is he charging you a restocking fee?
I hope not. I don't think so. No, I think it's going straight back to con perm. Something about the color not being right, or not being the color that it was supposed to be. But I don't know the whole story. I just heard the tail end of it. I have to let my dog out. I'll be back in a second.
All right.
Mike, did you start your season?
I'm going to start next week. I was going to start tomorrow, and weather's not looking so good, so I got still things I need to do in the office, so I'm going to take care of that before we get going.
What's the weather looking like tomorrow?
It's supposed to snow.
Oh my God.
It's supposed to snow tonight and tomorrow, I think. Yeah, snow tonight.
Calling for a point of a centimeter.
Oh, is it? And then it's going to be negative tomorrow. Thursday's looking nice, but then we got rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm just going to get started on Monday.
So I have 5 tomorrow and 10 Thursday.
I've got 2 tomorrow and 11 Thursday. And then, lots of rain Friday, Saturday. A little bit of Sunday.
I have 10 mil of rain Friday and 1 mil of rain Saturday.
Interesting.
The weather has been extremely uncooperative this year.
It has, absolutely. Plus, it's a long weekend, so 2 days of work doesn't seem...
This constant cold front coming in.
Yeah.
And it's staying cold forever, like right into mid-April, close to May. I mostly blame global warming for it.
Next week's looking nice. 15, 13, 20, 12, but I'm not looking past that right now.
This is mostly global warming's fault. Mark Carney will tell you.
Does that mean we're going to get the carbon tax reinstated?
If we had the carbon tax right now, it would be much warmer. Mostly the carbon taxes. I'm interested to see, like, the closer the election gets, the lower gas prices keep getting.
Yeah.
So like we were somewhere and it was $1.09.
Really? I saw the lowest I've seen is 111.
Yeah, we saw it at $1.09. So I would love to do a deep investigation into Brookfield's holdings in all the different gas companies.
Yeah.
That are selling gas in Ontario, because I'm sure if someone really looked into it, they would find out that Brookfield has a large holding of the Petro Canada and Shell or whatever all these gas station companies are. I'm confident that you would find that Brookfield probably holds a lot of them. And so the price of gas, I guarantee you, 3 to 4 days before the election will be less than $1 a liter. And because those companies know that the second Carney gets elected, and he'll get elected on his less than $1 a liter, he will jack up the prices of gas, and they'll be able to charge whatever they want and hide it behind carbon taxes. So this is my conspiracy theory, but gas will be less than $1 a liter before the election. Carney will claim a victory for the working man. He will get elected, and immediately all these companies that have massive investment from Brookfield that sell gas in Ontario will jack the prices up, and Carney will get richer than he already is. That's my prediction. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
So the best thing you can do then is put your investments in whatever he's invested in.
Well, he's in a blind trust. He doesn't know what he's invested in anymore. It's completely blind. He put his $8 billion into a blind trust, Chad.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
No idea what's going on with it. No one can tell him because he's running a party that's so ethically sound that they're handing out nasty buttons at the. So, like, this guy can't control his staffers to not hand out ridiculous buttons trying to make it seem like Trump has infiltrated a conservative convention. He has no control over that, but we're supposed to trust that he has his $8 billion in a blind trust. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure he's never looked at that. He's literally the most unethical person to run the country. And that says a lot considering Justin Trudeau ran the country. And we're supposed to try. No. He absolutely has no idea where his investments are. No fucking clue. He could be broke right now. He wouldn't know. It's a blind trust. Could all be gone. It's all gone. No idea what his $8 billion, where's $8 billion went.
So you're saying he doesn't know his numbers?
That's what he's saying. I'm not saying that. He's saying he doesn't know his numbers. I did conclude this week after our episode last week of can we outrun the industry? I've concluded I can't.
You can't.
I cannot. No, the industry is moving too fast, and I don't even know how to e-transfer money. And I've concluded today that I just cannot do it. I cannot outrun the industry. So I either need to change or sell
Wow.
or get out. So that's a big decision. I'll have to ponder it, but
See,
there's no way I'm going to be able to outrun it. So
after last week, I'm more inclined to try.
if I was younger and had more energy, then maybe I would, but I know it won't be successful, so it's just not going to be. Okay, you guys entertain. This is my kid calling, so I need to see what she's doing, what she needs.
Chad, that run from the through the thing to the courtyard, was that you in the skid steer?
No, that was Shane.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I should give them all GoPros this year.
That's awesome.
Let them make stuff.
Yeah.
Like set it up while you're working, and anything that you think is interesting, take a video. Like what bad is really gonna come of it? So you waste half an hour a day, maybe
Right.
max, you know? Or maybe not. Maybe it turns over a whole new leaf and it's great for the company, you know?
I would
Like it's
think
something
that would
different.
be the case.
You know?
Yeah.
So we'll get a couple more GoPros and they can charge them in the trucks and stuff. And
Yeah. That's a good idea. I like it.
yeah, I let them run wild with it. Just say send me the videos at the end.
Yeah.
So
And then you can hire a video editor overseas to put it all together for you.
yeah, one of those Fiverr guys or
Yeah.
something. They only cost, I don't know, they're peanuts, right? Like you can get
Yeah.
some guy from I don't even know where. Doesn't
That's
matter what.
That's a really good idea, actually. I hope you do that.
Yeah, hey, what's the investment? GoPros are what, $200?
Something like that.
Yeah, money well spent, I think.
Nice.
And if they screw up anything, maybe they'll catch themselves on video and I'll
Make a viral moment out of it.
So maybe I don't think much bad can come of it.
No, I don't think so either. It's a good idea.
Um, we got a lot of work coming up though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was surprised. It went from nothing to holy shit. Are we going to be able to come through on everything we said we could do?
I feel like every year around this time you say the same thing.
I do.
Whereas like
Always overpromise. Like it's at the point where people are like, "What are your schedules like?" And I say, "When do you need it done by?" We'll try and make it happen. know? But that's just how I run things, I guess. Like I don't have a calendar. I have a board with no dates and
a list.
a list. That's it. Just a list.
And then people want to get on the list.
You want to get on the list. I gotta go look at two pool surrounds tomorrow.
Nice.
So
I'm back.
it's gonna be a hell of a day. And I'm supposed to sell a trailer tomorrow, so wish me luck on that. My God.
What,
Gee.
the tool trailer?
Yeah. Yeah. Not sure how that's gonna go. The guy's been kicking tires for 3 weeks now. And then,
How much tire kick can there be on a trailer? It's like a rolling box.
oh my God.
I'm
No,
just
it's like,
saying.
take pictures of this, take pictures of the underside, take pictures of the wheels. Does it come with a spare? Does the shelving stay? Are you taking everything else out? Um, and just so many questions. And then you updated the ad to say it's 10 grand plus HST. Why are you charging HST? I'm like, you fucking knob. Like,
You have to charge
you
HST.
have to charge
You're a
HST.
business.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't matter. Like if you don't charge the HST, then he'll pay the HST when he changes the ownership.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I have to charge it
Well,
as
then
the,
you would just pay it out of the price, right?
well, like we settled on apparently 9 grand plus HST. If I don't give him an invoice that has the HST on it,
All right.
then it's a disservice to my business, right? Because absolutely every other thing I've ever charged for has had HST on it.
Well, he doesn't have to pay it twice though. Like if
No, no, he pays it to me.
he pays it to you and then he doesn't pay it at the licensing, or he
Correct. Yeah.
doesn't pay it to you and he pays it to the licensing.
Yeah, but
Either way, you're going to pay it no matter what.
in keeping with the theme of the business that I've ran for the past 14 years, I charge HST and you pay me the HST, and I remit like I've done every single quarter for the last 14 years.
Yeah, you're not required to charge it on that trailer.
Um, well, in keeping with the theme of a legitimate business, I'm going to.
Well, whether you're a legitimate business or not, you don't need to charge it because it's going to get charged to him when
Yeah, he
when he changes
will,
ownership.
but yeah, I'd just rather pay it.
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't do what you're doing. I'm just saying you're not required to in any way.
Yeah, well,
I would do exactly what you're doing,
it
and I wouldn't
doesn't.
sell it to someone who wouldn't pay me the HST because I think somewhere down the line, someone will probably have some kind of accounting bullshit nightmare, even though it's totally legal. So I would make him pay it or just keep the trailer.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like,
leave the yard without the HST paid.
yeah, I'm just saying it's not a legal requirement of you to collect HST on the trailer.
Yeah.
That I know. I went through this when I sold trailers at Lake for Ridge Lake, and people were like freaking, and I was like, I don't care. I'll take it across the street and crush it. It doesn't even belong to me. I couldn't give two fucks about it. Literally said there was a scrapyard across the street from the yard. I literally was like, I'll just drive across the street and crush the fucking thing. They'll probably give me $500 for it, and you're giving me 1,500 in a hard time, and I'm not getting any of this fucking money. The fuck do I care? Yeah,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
they would pay it no matter what. So you can't change the ownership without proof of HST payment.
That's exactly what I told the guy.
Yeah.
So
So you might as well pay it to you.
yeah, yeah. And we have an electric jack on that because I'm lazy and I don't want to crank the jack on and off every time I hook up the trailer. And I remember he has the same truck that I did, like a 2017 F250. And he's like, "Is it gonna work on my truck?" I'm like, "I think you need a fuse or something like that." He's like, "Which fuse?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know, dude." Like,
Does it work on your new truck?
yeah, without a fuse. So I don't know what the thing
Why
is.
doesn't he hook it up to his truck and see?
I don't know. Because he's from an hour away and I don't know. Just a bunch of bullshit. The usual bullshit whenever you're trying to sell anything. I will pick it up with the loader and drop it on your truck for all I care.
Only if the loader hasn't pissed me off, because then I'll sell the loader.
Then I'll sell the loader, yeah.
Take the loader too, bitch. Take it all.
No, don't take my loader.
This is a. I won't be in today. This is from this morning. Well, this was last night actually at 9:17 p.m. I won't be in today. I have deep tissue soreness.
Oh,
From working hard?
No, I don't know what's from. It's Monday.
it's like the name of an 80s movie.
Deep tissue soreness. Yeah, sure, you're right. Like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? Say like, I'm sorry, I can't come in. Deep tissue soreness. Does that legitimize your claim of soreness more?
Which one of your workers? Can you say?
No,
Or you don't want to say?
I would say deep tissue soreness.
It's fucking Bill, isn't it?
Could be.
I don't even know Bill.
Could be. It could be. I don't know.
Well, oh, he's the one who works out.
Yes. So I'm assuming he worked out and he's sore. But you could have just said, "Hey, I worked out and I'm sore." I would have said, "Cool, bro." But instead, it's got deep tissue soreness.
Hmm.
Deep, deep, and it's tissue, and it's sore. It's not. It's not the shallow tissue soreness. Like shallow tissue soreness, I would fucking be in. I'd be here. If all I had was some shallow tissue soreness, I'd be kicking ass right now, laying fucking pavers. But I have deep tissue soreness. And we're talking deep, like those weird looking fish that got the little light on their head that live on the canyons in the bottom of the ocean. We're talking that kind of deep tissue soreness. The fuck are you talking about, man? Shut the fuck up. Like, I would prefer if you text me and said, I'm not coming in. I'd be like, cool, man, bro, whatever. I don't care.
Get him some Tiger Balm and say, let's go.
That's for shallow tissue soreness. What the fuck are you thinking, Chad? You can't fix deep, deep, deep tissue soreness with some Tiger Balm.
Get him some red light therapy or something. Something that penetrates.
Stick your fucking head in the deep, deep end. It's been a fucking week.
You need
It's been
some
a day.
massage
It's been
gun.
2 days. 2 days. 2 fucking days. I'm also sick. Like I can't since I got back from Boston, I haven't been able to eat anything and I've been really fucking sick. So I don't maybe it's starting to wear on me because it's been like a week. Fucking super annoyed today. Normally deep tissue soreness, I'd see it and I wouldn't even think of it twice. Never mind bring it up here. I'm just like, well, whatever. Passing note on the day. Fucking I went to a meeting today and I got there. Meeting was at 11. I was the only one that showed up at the meeting. It's at a homeowner's house. It's for a project we did last year, and there's a deficiency. So I'm at the meeting. I'm the only one there. Meeting was at 11. Homeowner's not there. The subcontractor that we hired wasn't there. I'm like, huh, maybe I fucked this up. You know, like I would always assume that I fucked it up. So I get out my phone. I'm like, no, Tuesday at 11. Like maybe I meant next Tuesday. Like maybe there's some misconstrued point here because both of them aren't here and I am. So I waited till 11:30. The homeowner truck wasn't there. The house was empty. So the other contractor, I called him a few times. He didn't answer. So I assumed that I fucked this up and left. Right? Like, because that's seemed reasonable at the time. So I'm driving down the road. I'm driving home. And the homeowner texts me and says, hey, it's like 11:45. I got to go out. I guess we'll do this meeting a different day. I'm like, I'm at your house for like half an hour. sitting at your front door. It's a house on a mountain by itself. It's the only house on 250 acres of land on the top of a mountain. And this guy, he's got cameras. This guy has yaks. Like this fucker's got yak money. Like, you know those Himalayan yaks that they're using to climb Mount Everest with the big horns and the long hair? I don't know what those fuckers cost to get to Canada, but I pulled up on this property today and this fucker had 2 yaks. This guy's got yak money. I don't know anyone that has yak money. And you tell me he didn't have a security camera to see me sitting there? Fuck you. He knew I was there. Or you weren't there. Maybe he drove up and saw we weren't there waiting. I don't know. Anyways, I call the subcontractor. He's like, oh, fuck, I forgot about this. I'm really sorry, which I've dealt with him for years. First time he ever forgot about something, like, no big deal. I said, oh. So then I had to send a text to the homeowner saying, hey, man, I was at your house. I didn't see your truck and there was no one in the house. So I assumed you weren't home. And I miscommunicated with the other contractor. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry this happened. Let's reschedule the meeting. I'm like, I'm the only motherfucker that showed up. And now I'm taking the blame for the meeting not happening. Like, I absorbed the blame because I don't want to blame the sub and I don't want to blame the guy who was too busy, I guess, looking for a third yak. You can't only have, once you have 1 yak, you got 2 yaks, you get a third yak. How many yaks does one, like, you got to have, like, he's got a yak addiction, maybe. I don't know. I'm like, I'm the only fucking idiot that showed up at 11 o'clock for this stupid fucking meeting, which also has nothing to do with me other than I charged for the subcontractor's work. And now I'm getting the blame for the meeting being a failure. At 11 o'clock, there was only one of us sitting beside the fucking problem. One of us was off weaving a fucking rug out of yak hair.
I want to know what the deficiency was.
The what?
What was the deficiency?
It's a wood thing. So
Oh, well then, could the sub not have handled the
it's
meeting?
my client. Apparently not. He didn't show up. So I'm not being mean to him either. He's a great guy.
The first time,
like,
fine.
I'm
Second
just
time, it would have been the homeowner with the sub. I'm out.
the problem.
I was there
The
first time.
problem. The problem. The problem with the homeowner is, my guess is, he, in knowing him, in the time that I have, he probably doesn't give a shit about the deficiency. He probably wants to rip the whole thing down and spend 300 grand building a yak hut or something. Like, he doesn't make change orders that are like, oh yeah, put this here, that'll be good. It's more like tear it down and rebuild it all.
Gotta climb
The
in.
guy's got yak money. I don't even know how much a yak is. Google how much a yak is, Mike.
You probably get
How
one
much-
on Fiji.
Can you get a yak on Kijiji? How do you get a yak?
How do you spell yak? Y-A-K?
Y-A-K, yak. It's a great animal.
2,500 to 5,000.
5,000 for a yak. 2,500 to 5. If you want a good yak, they're 5. Yaks aren't as expensive as I thought.
How many yaks could you have bought instead of your daughter's car?
5 yaks if they were the $5,000 yaks. The car was 25,000.
Don't you think she would look cooler riding 5 yaks to school than she would a Volkswagen Bug?
She loves the car. She's super pumped about it.
Do they sell yak meat? It
I
just
don't know.
came up.
Why would you want a yak other than just to, I mean, honestly, when you're driving up this driveway and you get to the yak pen and there's 2 yaks chewing hay, kind of staring at you through the fence, you know this is not a house you want to fuck with. Like, these people could throw you in the yak pen. And yaks don't look volatile, but I feel like they are with those horns. Like, is there yak breeders?
Yeah, there is. And there's a farm that sells yak meat.
Great.
Yak
for sale. I didn't even know that having yaks is we have a variety of yak available to meet your needs. There's a variety of yaks available. So the yaks that they were definitely yaks for sure. Although the horns on these yaks were a lot bigger. They were a lot longer.
Hmm.
So I don't, maybe they're more expensive because they have bigger horns. Yeah, the bigger the horns, the more expensive these yaks seem to get. Yeah, see there's yaks behind there with big horns. They were definitely 100% yaks. This guy's got fucking yak money. Anyways, I took the blame for the meeting. I was like, man, I'm really sorry. I miscommunicated all this stuff. But I was the only one that showed up for the fucking goddamn meeting. This is my whole life. This is why I can't run the industry. I can't even run a meeting.
That's extreme ownership.
Yeah, I guess. Well, isn't that how the extreme ownership is the path to success?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're keeping up with the industry by doing that.
I'm not keeping up. I'm falling farther and farther behind every day. Every minute of every day, I fall farther behind everyone else in this industry. Every minute of every day, I'm falling behind. I was made a video of our dump truck driving out of the yard today and posted it. And as I was posting the video, I was like, these fucking people with their SOPs and their AI generated shit and all this stuff are their budgets and their planning and their all this fucking software crap, all this stuff. All these people are doing all this shit. And as this truck drove by me, I'm like, I'm out here raw dogging $350,000 trucks. No software, no budgets, fucking nothing. I'm buying them like they're candy. Give me another one. Suck another one over here. Like, I'm raw dogging $300,000 trucks here, bitches. Like, this guy called me and he's just doing his job. Not upset with him. Calls me from the dealership. He says, hey, we got a fantastic deal for you on a warranty for this 2018 Volkswagen Beetle that we bought for Paisley. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm good. And he's like, bro, this warranty will cover any repairs. You need this. What if you get a shockingly large repair bill? I said, buddy, I just bought $12,000 worth of tires. Fuck off. Like, I don't care. I could replace the Volkswagen Beetle. Like, I just wanted a safe car for my kid. It doesn't need a warranty. If something goes wrong with it, we'll just pay for it and fix it. It's a Volkswagen Beetle. How expensive can it be to fix it? Comparatively to the bills that we're used to getting for repairs. It's probably more to change the oil in one of the dump trucks than replace the motor of the Beetle.
You're not wrong. But
I'm
people,
like, sorry, go ahead.
we have different, I don't know how to say it. Things that are problems to regular people aren't problems to us. We're desensitized to problems, or we have more money than the average person. So when a problem comes along, we can throw more money at it, and it's not a problem anymore.
Yeah. Or you could
Right?
raw dog buying $300,000 trucks with no plan.
I I was looking at a property weeks ago, and it was going into foreclosure. The guy couldn't pay um his mortgage. And I'm thinking like, how big of a mortgage payment can he have? It's like a $2,500 mortgage payment. He's going into foreclosure. You're going to lose his whole house because he can't pay this mortgage payment. Just like, how hard up do you have to be to not have $2,500 to throw at a problem and make it go away for a month?
I guess he doesn't have 20.
But that's a regular person problem, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's a problem for a lot of people, but it's not a problem for you or I.
Yeah,
I like to think.
Well, that's all relative though, right? Like his $2,500 problem is your $250,000 problem.
Yeah.
Is someone else's $2.5 million problem? Is someone else's $25 million problem? Is someone like, there's someone sitting around looking at you buying a hook truck and worried about selling stuff off to get to where you need to be with that, saying, why would you care about that?
No, the bar is different for everybody, for
Yeah.
sure.
Like it's all relative to it. I think it is unfathomable the amount of money that moves around to a lot of people, like how much money you spend or buy or move around or what you deem worth your time to think about, I guess.
Yeah.
Like when was the last time you thought about only putting, I mean, this is a great example of like, I don't remember the last time that I thought about not just filling up my vehicle with fuel to the top.
Yeah. I
Like
haven't.
I don't even look at how much fuel costs. I don't,
It
other
doesn't
than
matter.
I know I was ranting about it going down to 109 or whatever, but in general, in my life, I just pull in and fill the vehicle with fuel and leave. Because no matter what it is, I got to buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer to pay less, obviously, but there are a vast many people currently, especially in this country, that are like saying, okay, I have $30 for fuel this week,
Yeah.
even though it's $70 to fill the tank.
What do you do? Drive less or complain more?
I'm assuming you drive less. That wouldn't be a great plan for me.
No, me either.
I never got a fucking carbon rebate either.
I don't think I do. How would you know?
Well, it's supposed to get directed in, well, I don't even know how, like, I don't even look at my bank account. So Kelly might know if I got a carbon rebate. I wouldn't know. The guy's like trying to talk to me about buying the car. And I'm like, bro, this isn't my end. I don't deal with this, Puff. Like, well, like, do you have like a person? I'm like, I don't know. I don't deal with my personal bank account. I don't deal with anything. This is where the industry is leaving me behind 100%. My total inability. I think, Chad, you do a lot more than I do and know a lot more than I do. So I think that you have a chance of outrunning the parts of the industry that you don't want to deal with. But I'm not even competent enough to do what you're doing.
What am I
I don't know
doing?
how to. I
I'm
don't know
not
how to
doing much.
e-trans. Well, you're e-transferring money,
No, I prefer to write checks,
but you could.
but I could if I needed to. Yeah, I
I don't
suppose.
even know how to write a check.
What do you mean you don't know how to write a check? That's
I've
been
never written a
around
check.
since Jesus.
I
That's
never
been
did that.
around since the 1900s, probably before.
I'm sure I could figure it out maybe without fucking it up, but I wouldn't be guaranteed. I
Hmm.
have deep tissue soreness in my brain.
When's that hook truck coming?
Mine?
Yeah, 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Six
You'll
to seven
probably
weeks.
beat me.
Why? What is your coming?
I don't know. My truck is in the yard. I sat in it, and
I
there's
saw
they.
that today.
Oh, we're not.
The interior of that truck is really fucking nice.
It's those like you didn't see the seat, but it's a leather seat. I think it's heated seat, but it's yeah, it's an all right looking
It's nice
interior.
inside. Really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. It should be
Western Star trucks are always nice inside though.
well, Chrysler. They better be.
Western Star is Chrysler?
Yeah, Daimler Group.
Are they? I have no idea.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Western
Well,
Star.
well, then they're part of Stellantis
Uh,
because Stellantis
no,
owns
I
Chrysler.
think there's a separation there. The Daimler Group.
I didn't even know that it was. I know that Stellantis owns Chrysler and Dodge, and
Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong too. What do I know? I'm not even a
Dodge
trucker.
Dodge sales have dropped
Yeah, I heard that.
49% in the last 6 months since they got rid of the Hemi.
I thought they were bringing back the Hemi.
They are because their sales have dropped 49%. When we were in the Dodge dealer, they had one of those idiotic electric chargers
Oh,
that they brought out. And I said to the sales guy, I said, "How many of those you sold?" He said, "0." I said, "How many people have come in interested in it?" He said, "You've asked me more questions than anyone else about it." Then how long has it been here? He said 5 months.
Wow.
Oh my God. He's like, there was another charger in there, 2023 with the 392. He's like, that one I'll sell in 6 days. He's like, I can't keep the other ones here for 5 or 6 days. We just sell them. They just go boom. He's like, that thing, they'll probably sit here for another 2 years.
Wow.
Like no one, it make like when you step on the gas, it has speakers that make engine noise.
Oh. And you said you want to trade that for a 2018 Bug?
No, I think the Bug was a better vehicle, for whatever that's worth. I think the Bug is potentially a much better vehicle. I liked we drove a Mini. It was terrible.
Oh yeah.
It was the worst car I've ever been in.
You're also a
By
big
far.
guy.
No, it was just shit. It wasn't. It was like in terms of room, I wasn't squashed or anything. The car was just shit. Cheap finishes, falling apart. I don't know. It was 2022. It wasn't old.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It was just shit. It was just a shit ride and a shit vehicle. And I was like, man, this thing is junk. It barely ran. You could hear the lifter. It was terrible. It was a terrible vehicle. I'm like, Paisley got out of it, and even Paisley was like, I don't want this car. I'm like, that's good because you ain't getting it. Then we left. It's not happening. I offered to buy her own Jeep, but she didn't want it. I would have taken the Jeep over the Bug.
I think I would take the Bug.
Over a Jeep Wrangler, two-door Jeep Wrangler when you're 18.
Yeah, maybe when I was 18. But um, we took a before we bought the Mercedes, we took a Hyundai. What's the biggest Hyundai you can get? Is it a Palisade?
Palisade, yeah.
It looks like it wants to be like a big luxury SUV.
Yes.
And so we went in, they gave us some numbers and shit, and then they gave us the keys to take it for a test drive. We got in it, and there was like 10 kilometers to empty on the thing. And we're just like, okay, well, we'll take it around the block. Brought it back in like 5 minutes. He's like, oh, you didn't like it? We're like, well, that's about as far as we could go. And it's more expensive than the Mercedes that we wanted to buy, so we're gonna go get the Mercedes. But
Was
Oh,
it bigger than the Mercedes?
it was bigger than the Mercedes, but
Yeah.
no, we didn't need the room. We have a truck.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
There's three of you, isn't there?
there's three of us, yeah. And a couple dogs. But
You don't need a huge vehicle.
no, no.
You have the pickup truck.
I have multiple pickup trucks. I don't think I have enough pickup trucks.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I got an
My
interview
truck.
guy tomorrow.
oh yeah.
Interview a guy. Sick.
Yeah.
Does he have
We
teeth?
don't even, well, I don't think we need a guy. He's a 20-year veteran of landscaping.
What questions are you gonna ask him?
What do you cost an hour? No, my only real question after they've told me everything that they can do is what do you need to make to live? And then they tell me and I say, okay, or well, I've always said okay because it's never been unreasonable. But I feel like letting them set their own wage from the start is a great way to start them off on the right foot. But I've never
I
had
would
anyone
say
come to
so.
me and say, I'm a $45 an hour employee, you know?
Well, part of that's where you are too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like part of that is definitely like where you run your business.
Correct.
I think that if you were around here, you would probably have someone say that to you. How much experience does the guy have?
20 years?
Can you ask him if he experiences deep tissue soreness
Yeah.
more? Can that be the
At your
question?
age, do you experience deep tissue soreness?
How
Any,
old is the guy?
what's that?
How old is the guy?
I don't know. You're not allowed to ask.
Well, he's 20 years experience. Did he start
That's
at 16 and he's 36? Or did he start at 20 and he's 40? Like
at,
just
at this point, anybody with 20 years in the industry has to be at least my age, right? Oh my,
Um,
yeah. Not many landscapers start before 15, you know.
You can ask him when he started in the industry,
Yeah.
mm.
and
I-
then you
He's
got your number.
he sent another landscaper his resume, and the other landscaper sent me the resume, and then I just messaged the guy on Facebook.
You messaged him and said, "I'm Chad from NDL, bitch."
Yeah, I said, I hear you're looking for a job. And he responded, yeah. He's like, I've already interviewed with someone, but I'd like to keep my options open. So,
I've got. Did he say I've got some deep tissue soreness?
nope. Well, not in our brief conversation, but
Ah, deep tissue soreness, the scourge of my existence.
he's been landscaping since at least 2007.
So if he's been landscape, so did he just move to this area? Like, if he'd been landscaping for 20 years in your area, you think you would have heard of the guy?
No, it's these are all Quebec companies, it seems like, which means he might work really well with Murray, the French stripper.
Maybe he drives the bug too.
Maybe they both drive bugs.
Is it a convertible though?
I don't think so. I better message the guys to see if they're ready to work tomorrow.
Is the bug you
Paisley
bought convertible, PK?
Paisley did not want a convertible bug. She
Ah,
wanted this particular. We went and looked. She looked at it. We drove it. She liked it. But then I said you have to go look at least three or four more. So we went to another dealership where everyone there fucking ignored me. It was awesome. It was great to get ignored. I was like, fuck off, dudes. I'm closer to Bezos than you are to me. Stupid fucking car salesman. Um, and then we looked at the three on there by ourselves because obviously no one would help us. And she didn't like any of them, which was great because I didn't think anyone would talk to me enough to purchase a car at Yorkdale Volkswagen. Um, and so then we drove back to the Dodge dealer where the guy was nice to us right from the get go, and we bought the car there. So shout out to Yorkdale Volkswagen. Could have sold a car, but you didn't. Because you didn't want to talk to me, which is okay. I probably didn't want to fucking talk to you, you woke fucking pieces of garbage. With your weird colored fucking van out front that's all electric. You know what? I fucking hate electric vehicles. I hate them. I hate seeing them. I hate being around them. I hate everything to do with them. I look at the new Hummer and I'm like, that's something that I would be interested in buying if it wasn't a goofy, stupid ass electric vehicle.
Why do you need a Hummer?
I'm saying I'd be interested in buying it. I wanted one when they came out originally, like in 2007, before my life disintegrated and I lived in a parking lot. I really wanted one of those like pickup truck Hummer things because I thought I could like justify it. Thought it was cool and I really wanted one. But then I ended up living in a parking lot, so that didn't happen. And so now when the new Hummers came out, I was like, sick. Maybe I'll be fiscally responsible enough to get one this time. Except that they're fucking stupid electric vehicles.
Yeah, no
Now
thanks.
there's piles of those things sitting around on all the lots because no one fucking wants them either.
Do you think, how long do you think before electric vehicles become popular again?
I think they're popular now. I think there's still people who love them. They're everywhere. I just don't like them.
Well, they're
I
obviously.
cannot outrun electric vehicles.
Didn't your liberals say that they wanted all electric vehicles by what, 2030?
2035.
2035?
Yeah. That's 15
That's
years from now. So
that's impossible.
60, I'll be 67. Well, they're not saying they want all electric vehicles. They're saying you're no longer going to be able to sell a internal combustion, an ICE vehicle after 2035 in Canada. So the pre-existing ones can still exist. They will still be around. But you can't sell a new one after that date.
I think that's kind of ridiculous.
I don't know. It's like -10 and snowing in fucking April. So obviously global warming is a huge fucking issue.
Yeah.
I fucking hate them. I hate the sound like wee 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 wee. I'm like, what fuck off? What are you doing? Electric vehicles are the most emasculating thing on the planet.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
There's nothing more emasculating than jumping in an electric vehicle.
I just
Whatever.
went to the Liberal Canada page to take a look at the 2035 100% emissions, and right away it prompts me to give money to Mark Carney. It says it's time to
He
build
has the money
together
of his
because
own.
we are strong. Chip in now to be a part of it.
I've been chipping in for the last 10 years, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever get your electric truck there, Mike?
No, I think
Did you take your deposit back?
yeah, I think so. I don't know actually. I don't know when that happened, or I just stopped getting emails, so I must have done it at some point.
What, your
I just
Cybertruck?
figured, yeah, I just figured wouldn't be a good work truck. I probably did it around the time the
Why not? CMG has one.
yeah, the my truck driver from the Stone Yard, he had a Tesla early on, and he got into a minor fender bender, and it took him a year and a half to get it back
Hmm.
because he had to
I
go to
don't
like
think
a authorized Tesla to be able to reinstall a bumper and something else, and it took him a whole year and a half to get it back.
he was a truck driver who had this
Yeah,
Tesla.
he he's a truck driver for the stone supplier that I used to work for.
I feel like truck drivers would be the last people to adopt electric vehicles.
He's got a He's got a range. What is it? No, a Land Rover, and it's a right-sided driver. He's got a lot of cool vehicles. I think he just likes different things.
But why does he have so much money if he's a Stoneyard truck driver?
Well, that, but doesn't necessarily always a Stone Yard truck driver.
I
Maybe he's
suppose.
an old guy. Maybe he's an old guy like you. Like maybe he's a guy who's done a whole bunch of things. Maybe
Maybe he's
he
got money in a blind trust
he
somewhere.
probably has money in a blind trust, so he doesn't need to worry about what he's doing.
He's been their driver for like 25 years at least.
Hmm.
He
He's been
probably
there a
bought
bit.
his house when they were 10 grand.
So he's a fucking carny voter.
He's a carny voter for sure. Have you ever thought about just giving in and just becoming a liberal? You can
No,
just say
beneath
and
me.
do, but you can just say and do whatever you want. You don't have to fight against anyone. You can still do everything you're doing, just justify it. The other day, they asked one of the news reporters asked Pierre, "Do you think the polls are real? Because a lot of your supporters believe the polls are fake. And if you do believe the polls are fake, when you lose the election, are you going to accept the loss, or are you going to like start a war or something?" Like it's not exactly how she worded it, but I'm like, this is an asinine question.
Yeah.
You could ask this guy who's running for prime minister anything you want, but you ask him if he thinks the polls are true because it's a loaded question. No matter what he says, he's going to look, yeah, they're probably true. I like, what do you say? Like, well, they're probably just testing a demographic that has time to sit around answering their fucking cell phone text messages. I have I'm a conservative voter. If you're a conservative voter, let's see. I have 105 unreturned text messages and 43 unanswered phone calls. You know why? Because I'm a conservative and I work. I don't have time to respond to your poll.
They say
You
a
know who's
little
got time? You know who's got time? Liberal people who don't have jobs. They got lots of time to respond to the polls.
Yeah. Liberals are always ahead until the conservatives get off work.
Yeah. They're always ahead till they get off work. Exactly. Mark Carney's the kind of guy that behind the scenes is pouring Starbucks into his cup and then comes out on stage and says, "You should be at home making your own coffee and only buy Canadian." That's the kind of person he is. Because once it's in the cup, you can't tell what he did behind the scenes. They asked him directly, "Did you pay taxes in Canada last year?" And he didn't answer the question. Like that's a yes or a no. But he can't say yes because they can probably prove he didn't. And he can't say no because then he looks like an idiot. He hasn't lived in this country in 10 fucking years. What do you know about it?
But think of all your fellow Canadians that don't care about this. That are going to vote for him regardless. What does that say about the fucking idiots around you? The people that we have to fucking talk to every single day.
Yeah, the majority of them are morons.
Yeah.
Whatever. They'll own nothing and they'll be happy. Well, they'll own nothing because Brookfield will own all the modular homes that they all live in.
Or that their grandkids live in.
They'll all live in houses owned by a blind trust.
Would you, if you went to an estimate and they had a liberal sign on the lawn, would you pump that price up? I
At
would.
this
I'd be
at
the
this
first to say it. I absolutely would. You're getting 15 points
for being stupid.
for costing me a lot in my lifetime. I think they deserve it.
I
At
would
this
say
point,
I
I
would
don't.
not.
At this point, I think if I pulled up to do an estimate and it was a liberal sign, I'd probably leave.
You'd back over the sign on your way in.
No, I think destroying the signs is wrong. It's a free country. Everyone has the right to display who they believe in, but that doesn't mean I have to do work for that person.
What about an
Although,
NDP sign?
Oh, God.
oh my God,
25 points.
yeah, maybe I wouldn't leave. Maybe I would. Maybe I would. Yeah, just be like, well, this person's obviously stupid as fuck, so I better jack up the price. You know what I found interesting, Mike? That in terms of like trying to outrun the industry, I thought about it after last week's podcast, was that you spent a lot of time building your software program and getting all your ducks in a row and producing these quotes that are insanely accurate, right?
Yeah.
I'm not disparaging that. That's the truth. Like you've spent a lot of time on it, building it so that it can produce these quotes. And I think my only chance at maybe outrunning the industry is I basically had the same price as you with none of that.
Basically, for the most part.
I was close.
Yeah.
I was like, you were what, $3,000 more than me?
Yeah, I think
3 or 4 grand?
yeah, something like that.
Marginal differences.
Yeah.
But this week when I was, diving into my uselessness and oldness and inability to do anything, I thought at a bare minimum, I was within $4,000 of the fucking software in 7 minutes.
Absolutely.
7 minutes, I was within $4,000 of the software. So there may be a small amount between Jack and that. There may be hope for me,
I think so.
but maybe not. I don't know. I think it's be tough to outrun an industry. I think I don't know if I could do it. Maybe. You know what we'll do? You know how I'm going to outrun the industry? Raw Dog buying another $300,000 truck. Okay. No plan, no budget, bitches. 300 grand. Let's do it.